Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Moviecast, episode 467. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gass, joined by Mike Sneedy.
What's up?
And Tony Korkanakis.
Hello.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, listeners. Welcome, viewers, to 467 of the Moviecast. Corey will hopefully be joining us shortly. He's got internet issues, so we'll see him pop in a minute, hopefully. But we're going to get started without him. Let's talk about what we've been up to, guys. This was probably, in terms of viewing, not a good week because we were all at some point at Comic Con. And on these next two episodes, this will be the Moviecast and the Gamecast. What we're going to do is we're going to kind of talk about Comic Con as our topic at the end of the podcast. And, you know, kind of where it's come from in this one. And then in the Gamecast, we're going to do our second part conversation, plus where we would like to see it go. So it's kind of like a two-parter. So listen to both episodes here so you can get all of that. So we don't really have to talk about Comic-Con in this sequence because that's where we were, which is, you know, might take up all your time, guys. But in terms of watched... Oh, there he is. Corey's on there. So we're just getting started, Corey. So just in terms of watched, not Comic-Con related. Well, if you were at Comic-Con, I guess saw something like a movie. I guess you could talk about it here. I'll kick us off, Mike. After talking about it last week, I finally just completely watched all of Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Okay.
So I finished that. And yeah, the jarring sequences from eating pizza and goofing around to somebody's head getting cut off was just like...
What?
Yeah, it's just crazy. The bad guys are so bloody brutal in that. It's like Ra's al Ghul is like, he's just decapitating people like crazy, killing people. And then like in the side sequence just before that, Michelangelo is trying to get Batman to eat a slice of pizza. And it's just
the thing that makes it weird is how a lot of the mutated characters look like extra cartoony too.
Yes, yeah. I didn't like the artwork. I don't like the Joker. I didn't like the Joker in this. I don't like the artwork in it.
He's not that important in this.
I know, but I just didn't like the artwork. So I enjoyed it though. It was a good movie, and I would like to see them make a sequel because I know they had another comic book for it. There's a stinger at the end, I think. Is a stinger that was he called post credits? Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
So the little post credit thing there, which is nice, and I enjoyed it. It was good. I mean, it's a DC movie that was actually good, as opposed to what's been coming out recently, which has been not so good. So but that's pretty much it. Like I said, it was a busy week. We had not just Comic Con. We had a bachelor party, so we were at a Giants game. So we were pretty busy all weekend. So I think that's pretty much it for me. Mike, anything? Not really. Corey?
Well, let's see. Trying to think. Nope. Not just like not related to what we, Comic Con and stuff like that.
Yeah, we're gonna do the Comic Con. We'll do a two-parter, Corey, just so you didn't hear the plan. First part's gonna be where it's come from, Comic Con, and what we, this year's Comic Con. So like, kind of do like a history, and then like this year, and then the second part's gonna be this year again, what we saw, more of it, and then where we'd like to see it go. That's in the Gamecast, though. Tony, anything?
No, Comic-Con took up
I know. Week. I got so much stuff queued up. I want to watch Titan season 2. I want to watch some. I'm getting that like anime urge. Like it's there. Like I'm.
Well, My Hero is debuting this weekend.
Oh, really?
It's come back.
I have that like itch that I want to watch an anime, and it's probably going to be. I'm probably going to watch some of it tomorrow. Something. I don't know. I can pick it out, but I don't think I finished season 2 yet of My Hero. So I think I'm halfway through that. Yeah. I'm pretty certain I don't finish. Maybe I'll go back. Maybe I did finish it. I'll have to look at it. I know I was going through it, but maybe I'll go back and look at that. So I know I never watched more of Attack on Titan. Did that stay good?
It got better.
Did it? Okay, I haven't seen much of that, so I'll go back maybe watch some of that. I don't know. I'm just feeling that anime urge.
I think the one episode is like the highest rated episode on IMDb of any anime.
Oh, good. I remember you saying that actually. So, all right, let's go to the box office. Man, the Joker, setting records, snapping necks and cashing checks. Is that what it is?
Yep. I suppose. I don't know. I didn't see it. So
I didn't see it yet. I'll be seeing. I was just telling Tony before the podcast. I think I'm going this weekend. I'll have some time to see it. Maybe Saturday night. So, 93.5 million, setting records, breaking Venom's record from last year. Was it 2 years ago? Yeah, last year.
What's that?
For an October movie.
Is it like the highest grossing DC movie, like comic book movie in a while now?
It's been since
opening.
Suicide
Batman?
Squad?
Justice League?
No, it's
No,
I
this
think
beat
it-
Justice League. This
beat
beat
Justice
Justice League's
League.
opening.
By like a little, yeah.
This
Man
was
versus the Batman versus Superman?
Yeah, that was probably it.
there's like a whole article on what it did.
Suicide Squad would probably open
Yeah.
bigger than this.
That's true. Harley Quinn is...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's also the fourth largest debut for an R-rated film behind Deadpool, Deadpool 2, and It. So
What
that's
happened to
pretty
Matrix?
good.
I thought the Matrix was
It
up there.
Wonder Woman also did better too. Opening
Yeah,
weekend,
it did well though internationally too. It's at 234 million worldwide. So that was as of Monday. So it's adding to that, I'm sure. But yeah, it's doing well. I mean, it's been getting the controversy probably helped it even more because it was only projected for like 77 and it got extra viewing on that too. So I think the whole should a movie exist kind of thing got the intrigue going and people went and saw it. So it probably actually helped more that that controversy.
Right. The bad news is good news thing or whatever. What's
There's
that
no
saying?
such thing as bad press.
There you go.
Yeah. So I think yeah. So I mean, it's got another whole week in the box office being like it's running unopposed right now. Zombieland doesn't open until Wednesday the 16th. So it's got a whole weekend, another whole weekend.
Oh, wow. I thought that was the 18th.
No, it said the 16th on the release. Maybe that's a special screening because I don't know. I always thought it was the 18th as well. But I just was looking it up beforehand because I was going to see if you wanted to go next week. But we'll figure that out. So, yeah. So that's your number one movie. We've got Abominable at 12.1. A big drop off now. Downton Abbey, Hustlers, and It Chapter 2. That's your box office. I mean, Addams Family's opening. Gemini Man is actually opening, so I can't say unopposed. But do we expect either of these movies to even... I'd say it takes number one again, Joker. Do you think Gemini Man has any chance?
Yeah. I don't think
it has a chance.
I don't think Joker has any staying power.
Really?
I don't know about that.
I'm sorry, not enough to stay at number one.
Here's the
I
thing.
mean, with the 50% drop.
Here's the thing, and this is not everybody, and this is not everybody, but I know for me, I want to see it, but I was a bit weary about going to see it the opening weekend because of, there was a lot of controversy and threats out there that I was like, I don't need to be a part of this opening weekend. I'll just go see it another time. And I wonder if that affected other people going to see it too still. So there's it did very well. So a lot of people did see it, but there's more out there that want to see it that I waited on that reasoning. So, I don't know. I think it can still do well second week. Third week,
We'll see. I don't know how to gauge this Gemini Man movie. Ang Lee and Will Smith special
I know. It
effects.
seems weird.
It's
like the marketing's been really bad.
It's been really a lot though.
Lackluster.
Yeah.
But I've seen a lot of it.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So we'll see.
It's hard to gauge.
I don't think it's going to do that well. He doesn't have the
What do you think it does? Like, you think it does 30?
27. I don't even look at the projections. Let me see what the projections were. How about that? Because I'm sure box office Reddit has that already listed, but I just was going off the top of my head.
I could almost guess.
Yeah.
I would say like 30 to 40.
Yeah.
Well, at a 50% drop off, that still beats it. So
It's going to be close, I think.
Yeah, I think it will be close. I do. I just don't know what they're looking at for. I have no idea what they're looking at for Gemini. I have no idea. I have to look it up.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the Joker movie though, because it was actually just Joaquin Phoenix actually was just discussing the playing actually in the sequel, which he would be open to. Actually,
You can't take anything he says seriously.
No, you heard about the prank,
because
right?
he has this whole he's trying to be like Andy Kaufman, where he shows up like and doing all this press and pretending he's one way when he's really not, or he's like, that was a joke, just kidding, and like no one gets it at the time.
Yeah,
so,
he was doing that. They had a prank. Matt was talking about this at the bachelor party, my brother, where he was apparently yelling and flipping out on the director, saying that he pulled like a Christian Bale on set, and like everybody was so stunned that they didn't know what to say. It wasn't even filmed because everybody was just staring at him while he was on a rant. And it was like not even corrected. Nobody knew about it except for the director. He knew that was a prank. Like he told him, I'm going to do this somewhere in this shoot. and it's gonna happen. And so he knew about it.
But it was filmed, and they put it
did
on
they film
Jimmy. No, they put it on Jimmy Kimmel, and then they presented it to him on Kimmel.
Yeah, and he still said,
as if he didn't expect something like that to show up, and he's just like, "Oh, this is embarrassing, huh?"
Yeah,
and
but
he
that was
acted
like,
all
yeah,
and stuff. But that was the joke.
that
I
was
guess.
the joke. Yeah, that's why when you said that, I'm like, it sounds very familiar to what I read. It sounds stupid, but
like again, he has a history of doing stuff like this. If we remember, 10 years ago or so, with Letterman, he showed up and pretended like that he was quitting acting to become a rapper, and for like some mockumentary movie he was doing. So he's done crazy stuff like this before. He's an odd dude, and I kind of don't trust anything he says because of it.
yeah, I mean, the whole sequence is he was discussing with Phillips, the director, about what they might be able to do, and then how he really enjoyed playing the character, and there's so many endless possibilities they could do with this. So, yeah, I mean, all time and money determine a lot of things, so we'll see about that. So, but all right. What else we have on news? Hang on, I'll close that back down. Okay, it's talking about something. Walking Dead. The Walking Dead is The Walking Dead. It's not just the name of the show; it is the show. It's Carol and Daryl. That kind of rhymes. Wow. Carol and Daryl are actually now their characters. Norman Reedus and Melissa McBride are talking about they're leaving this season as well.
Wow, I'm so surprised. Who would have thought that?
So, if that's the case, which it sounds like it's the case, there's only one character left from not even the first season. It's Maggie from season 3, I think.
Season 2.
Well,
Season 2?
she left too. She wasn't there, but she's going to come back, I think.
Oh, okay. Okay, so she's coming back as an original, and that's it. There's nobody left. So what's the point of the show?
Is Michonne is what?
Michonne is 100% leaving right now. She's leaving this year. Yeah. Yep.
I mean, they get sick of it, I guess. It's 10 years.
It's opening episode, which premiered Sunday night? I think it was Sunday night. Premiered Sunday night.
Didn't even realize. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the lowest rated show lowest rated in their history as a show, not just premiere, but lowest rated.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been talking about it for a while, about how this show is just kind of lost.
I think it gets one more season after this.
You do? You think AMC will? Okay.
I mean, without Reedus, it's done.
Yeah. Let's see. Other fun stuff.
We got Death Stranding to do anyway. And
they're still doing the spin-off shows, though, right?
Yeah, there's still the one. I think that's the only one I know.
Too?
I were still planning
Fear the Walking Dead.
Wasn't
there a second one?
They just announced a new one, dealing with kids growing up during the zombie apocalypse. I don't know what it's called yet.
The Last of Us.
Yeah, I don't know. But it's going to be... They just announced that as a spin-off. So I think they need to kind of know when to get out. But whatever. Let's see. Did you guys see the box set for the Infinity Saga? The MCU thing.
$550 or something like that?
I think it's $550. It's 23 discs. Which, if you do the math on 4K discs, that's like 25.
That's pretty good, actually.
No, it's not actually. It's a little high, I think. I think it needs to come down just a bit. But the thing for me is I don't think it would actually ever sell for $550. I think it's just
you'd get it.
That's what I'm saying.
That's just MSRP.
Yeah, so you probably get it for $400, and for $400 for 23 discs, that's pretty damn good for 4K. And you get this nice set and everything like that. It looks awesome. It's something that Amazon on a Black Friday deal.
It's something you're gonna get.
I have all of them, but yeah. You know what I could do? Maybe I can flip.
That's how they get you. Buy that box set from before. Now you buy this box set from after, and then there's another box set that'll come out.
I've got the Avengers that Phase 1 suitcase with the Tesseract.
Yeah.
I wonder if I can just sell that on eBay and get enough money to cover this. That might be worth something.
Yeah, never know. So,
it's interesting, though. What else do we have? We've got... what's the last one here? A spinoff? Oh, the John Wick spinoff, huh? A female-centric...
Have you seen John Wick 3, Jim?
I have, yes. Yeah.
Have you, Mike? No. You don't care, though, right?
No, he doesn't care.
Not too much. I haven't seen any of them.
No, I mean, based off of what you see in John Wick 3, you kind of get an idea of where they're going with this. It's called Ballerina, and it's going to be a female-centric assassin it's in the same universe as the John Wick storyline. So if you see John Wick 3, you'll kind of get an idea of what
Yeah.
you're gonna get there. The thing is, that it's like kind of like it's the director of the Underworld. Is that the vampire one with Kate Beckinsale?
Oh,
Yeah,
It's
really?
the director of those movies.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Blech. Blech.
Let me wash that down with some good beer. Oof. All right. All right. Yeah. So that's actually it for news. So, like I said, we're going to talk about Comic Con now because we were all there, and that's really the big news of the week. There was a lot of stuff going on at Comic Con. There's a ton of people at Comic Con.
Did they say how much yet? Because I mean, I would think there'd be like 300,000 people went through that.
I would
It had
assume
to
that's what it
have broken
was.
records.
I didn't get the total amount yet, but look how fast. I mean, let's just start from where this has come from. Like New York Comic Con, compared to San Diego, was never like that big of a convention, and it just like took off. I would say it took off around. Was it around like the Netflix Marvel stuff?
I would say so. I have
it
it.
got much bigger at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have it up. I have the attendance numbers up. So from 2006, attendance was 33,000.
Yeah.
All right. So it was then over in 2007, 49,000. 2008, 64. 2009, 77,000. 2010, 96,000. In 2011, 105,000. That's when it started to really pick up. So then after 105K, it was 116, 133, 151, 170, over 180, over 200,000. And last year was over 250,000. So
It would break that. And this is the same Javits Center that they've been using, and it like badly needs to expand. But it's like it's been growing like crazy. The best thing about this is I was talking with a friend of mine over the weekend who went to San Diego. I was like, oh, that's awesome. And he's like, well, it wasn't because it's just so crowded. It's crazy and you can't really do anything there. And I was like, well, what they do at New York Comic Con is they let you queue your badge up on certain main panels. And that kind of is like you can wait online in the morning, queue that up, and then head out. So I was telling him about that. And
Except this year, that wasn't so
This year
easy.
sucked. Yeah, this year was like, I say this year was, I mean, that's more of like what happened. I mean, I couldn't queue up for any panels that I wanted this year. By the time I got in there at 10 o'clock, which is not super early, but usually it's open till like noon. Usually you can get in there and queue. Maybe 11:30, depending on the panel. Like everything seemed to be filled though by like 10:30. Everything.
Well,
Really?
also, yeah, like a lot of stuff that you like the big ticket stuff, you gotta participate in a lottery, and if you didn't win that, then you're
but
doubly
then-
screwed. Plus, if you won the lottery, it didn't even guarantee anything.
Yeah,
anyway.
tell that story. Tell that story.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I mean, so I knew someone who goes. I know someone who goes there to near Comic Con as well, and he signed up for like everything, and he actually won the lottery, and a couple of people he went with got reserved seats for the 20th Century Fox panel that Ryan Reynolds was at. He appeared, surprising, but so he queued up 30 minutes early, like scanned his badge, got into the queue line. And he's probably, I think what did he say, like 20 feet, and then like within that 20 feet, maybe a couple hundred people were in front of him because of like how big the lines are and stuff. But it's like he gets there and he's already queued, he's in line, and he already scanned his badge, and then his buddies are with him. They have reserved seats, and they start letting people in, and then they cut it off. Like with hundreds of people still in line, they say, nope, we're full at capacity, no more people coming in. And so he's getting all pissed off. He's like, what are you talking about? Like, this is, bullshit. And I scanned my badge. I waited in queue. And he's like, oh, only people here at least 30 minutes early. He's like, well, we were here 30 minutes early because there are people behind us that were here like 30 minutes early. So we definitely were there. And they're saying, no, it's full. And then his friends were like, well, we have reserved seats. And he's like, that doesn't matter. Everything's gone. Like, he can't get in. And so, while they're arguing, meanwhile, people are just pushing through and just going in, like, without even, like, getting badges scanned and stuff like that. So he was, like, livid, and he almost got thrown out because he was just yelling at the guy. But that's how, like, crowded it was. It's just, like, they had no idea what they were doing at that point. And
It makes me happy I didn't walk all the way to the garden for, like, those lottery stuff that I won. Like, I'm just so happy I didn't go all the way over there. Because if I'd walked all the way over there for that.
And then later on that day, he was waiting in line for the Funko shit, that shit show that is. And
Dude,
his buddy had a 3 o'clock
yeah.
entry. There were people in line ahead of him that had an 11 o'clock. He got in line at 1 o'clock. He left at 5 o'clock. He left the line at 5 o'clock. And his buddy said he didn't get up to the front until 6:30. At that point, there was nothing left.
Wow.
And that was a 3 o'clock slot.
They don't take like they don't have limits that people can buy.
They have limits.
Then what
on
the
some
fuck?
things, yeah.
Yeah. So
But it still doesn't matter.
The worst part about the Funko Pop thing is there is, for those who haven't been there, I'm going to try to describe this a little bit. 2 big entrances into the main hall. 2 big entrances, and then a couple side entrances. And then in between these 2 big entrances, there's like the big escalator, like up area where you can kind of like, it's like a photography lounge area. And then underneath it, you can kind of do like an archway walk between the 2 big entrances into the hall. So I was trying to go back and get to the National Geographic booth on Saturday because I was like, let me just go over there. There were some books that we wanted to pick up. And we went because they were doing some really nice promotions on that. So we walked through there, and as I'm walking through there, I literally get to just around the corner of the main hall doorways, just around the corner a little bit, tucked into the corner. The guy has set up the biggest shop of pop figures, like all of this big stuff they're selling there. And he's pawning it right there, like just selling to people as they're walking past them. All the pop figures you can sit in line for.
I saw somebody give $500 cash for a Chrome Batman. Somebody.
That's insane. It's insane.
Counting it out.
I would have. I wish I won the lottery. I really do.
Ridiculous.
But then it wouldn't matter because it's not guaranteeing you're going to get it anyways.
Nope.
So
no, wasn't.
But so that's we're gonna get into that in the next part, what they need to fix. Yeah, guys. So the show. Let's talk about the show. Tony, you were there the longest. You got there on Thursday. Corey, you were there on Thursday as well. You got there Wednesday, right, Tony? You got there Wednesday.
Yeah.
City.
New York.
Tuesday night. Tuesday night.
They have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Go on.
Oh no, yeah, I got there Tuesday just to see some friends Tuesday and Wednesday before the show. Just make a whole trip out of the New York City deal and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, for the past couple of years, I've been telling you guys like Thursday's been amazing.
Yeah.
Just feels like maybe one of the first years we went where it's like busy but not like packed like like sardines in a can. And this year it was.
It's
not
like nuts
that
to
way.
butts, man.
Yeah, this year it felt like an old Saturday, actually, just in terms of like, it was still a lot of people and like, you still had to be careful and stuff like that. I was like, I don't know about this one. And Corey, we went around picking up some of those exclusives. And like, even then it was like kind of a hassle. I was like, what the fuck? Like, it was a time commitment. Like, the past 2 Thursdays, I could go up to almost any booth and just be like, I want this exclusive. And like, here you go. It's like, awesome. And this year it's like, oh, you have to wait in line.
Wait in line again later.
Yeah. Oh God. Fuck how Repop does it. With the fig pin one, which I think is the new trend that's going to take off, rather than the Funko. They're like, oh, scan your badge so you can reserve a time slot and come back later. It's like, but we're here now, so why are you making us wait? They're like, well, we have reservation times. I'm like, so if you have reservation slots, what are you saving here? Because if you run over reservation slots, people that come later in the day aren't going to have a chance anyway, except you're just going to piss off the people that came here first thing in the morning. Like, why would you make me come back here? Like, I'm already here. Just sell me the fucking thing.
Right.
Like it's so convoluted.
Money. You want money
like,
for your
it's
goods.
so convoluted. Like, it didn't explain. I kind of got upset with the one woman working there. I was like, what the fuck is going on? But yeah, I mean, it was still good. Saturday was absolutely atrocious, though.
Oh God, yeah, I was gonna get to that with you. I mean, that was just ridiculous. But like, was there anything good on Thursday? I mean, Corey, you were there on Thursday as well, right?
Yeah, no, they had some celebrities, obviously, like Tom Hiddleston was there. They had obviously the Fox panel with Ryan Reynolds was there. So there's like some pretty interesting people showed up that you could meet and greet and get stuff. But I that's not really why I'm there. I'm just there to kind of experience it, take it in, and pick up some exclusives here and there.
Yep.
And just enjoy the experience of Comic-Con. But it was super crowded. Like, I was like, whoa, this is way more crowded than I remember it being. And I was commenting, I was like, this is like a Friday. Like, this is not like a Thursday.
I would say Friday felt like a Friday. I think Friday was like what I expected. I was not overwhelmed with people there. The amount of people there, it was a lot, but it was about what I expected.
Yeah, but as far as getting in was much better. Like they at least fixed that because like you didn't have to walk around the building twice.
Oh, that was deep. I was trying to describe that to like my girlfriend. I was like, we're walking in, and I'm like, she's like, this is crazy. I'm like, no, this is not crazy.
No.
You were not part of the.
Let's get all the way to the front and then be told, nope, you gotta go back the way you came.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was just horrible.
That was some shit.
That was rage-inducing.
That was ridiculous.
That was rage-inducing.
When we were passing,
nobody like doing the lines and all stuff. And that was kind of like once you got inside, you kind of started seeing that a little bit also because of how crowded it was. Where the line control, like people didn't really know how to handle that at the booths.
Yeah.
And with Big Pen getting as big as they were, you could see that the people working there really didn't know how to handle it.
Yeah.
So like there were definitely like multiple lines that weren't lines and people just kind of standing in a spot and then slipping in, and it's like
yeah,
cool.
I don't know, I was there on Friday. Mike, you were there on Friday as well.
Just
and
Friday.
yeah, and you brought your brother and his friend, or your friends, or I don't know if you're all friends, but whatever. You guys, 3 of you had a party of 3, and so we were there. It was tough to meet up with you guys, just the way the flow of traffic was. That was a problem, but man, there was some cool stuff on that show floor, though. I gotta say, like I got the Sideshow always has an amazing figure section at the place, but there was like 3 other like major vendors now there, not like just Kotobukiya, but like XM was a new one that I'd never heard of, and and their stuff was fantastic. And there was one more I can't remember the name of that was over there. I was like, holy shit, this stuff looks great.
Van Presto had a decent booth.
Yeah.
Kid Robot, I think, was another one.
Yeah, that was a good one too. Yeah. There was some awesome stuff. Like, I mean, the figures were just so cool. The detail you get on these things now, it's just crazy. Like you said, it's Comic Con, so there's also comic books there, but I didn't even get to that section. I didn't even get to that section until Saturday, which was a big mistake. And I forgot. You do not want to walk that floor on Saturday. Get it done. Even if it's bad on Friday, just get it done because it's worse on Saturday. And I will remember that next year. But we only saw one panel. Did you see any panels, guys? Did you go to any panels? No?
Nope.
Oh, wow. So
this is the first year. The first year, that I saw, like, I was vaguely interested in the Castlevania panel. If I'd won it in the lottery, but I didn't. So I was like, whatever. Like,
yeah, I think I wanted to queue for a couple things, but the time I got to the room on Friday, it was empty. Definitely, I couldn't get in there. It was 11:30, and then Saturday I got there at 10 o'clock or 10:30. Not even 10:30. It was just before 10:30, and like everything was, full up anyway. So I was like, great.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Everything. I'm like, well, because I was like, let's just queue for something, and then we don't have to go to it if we don't want to. Just queue for it. So we couldn't queue for anything. It was all full. So. Anyways.
What about Sunday? How was Sunday, Tony?
Sunday was good. It kind of felt like Thursday part 2, but instead of a lot of adults, there's a lot of kids.
It's Kids Day.
That's what my the guy that my friend that we met up there, he said Sunday was a little bit better, but there was a lot of kids.
Yeah,
his
exactly.
friend Mike that he was standing with, he brought his kids there. So
yeah, that's the thing. It's like it's probably better overall, but at the same time, like I'm not going to be as like aggressive with like moving around and like kind of. I don't want to say pushing, but like getting through crowds like I am with adults. With kids, obviously, I'm not going to like, start shoving little kids, be like, get the fuck out of my way. It's like, sorry, excuse me, kind of like wedge yourself, through and stuff like that. But yeah, it was okay. I mean, Sunday's just kind of like the cleanup day. Like, hey, any last, things I need to pick up or see if I can make a deal on, anything like that. It's like, go for it.
I was bummed about like vendors, like there was no dealing. I was trying and there was just like, no, I can't do that. And it's almost like they all had an agreement with each other not to lower price of things. Like, because they all had exactly the same price. It's like a lot of things I went to, like I picked up a new wallet. Yeah. I picked up a new wallet because I wanted a nerd wallet. I got a Stark wallet. And I really liked it. And I was like, okay, well, let me go shop around and see if it's cheaper. And so I walked around. It was exactly the same price at 3 other places. So I went back to her and I'm like, I'm going to buy this. And like, I was going to pick up a pop figure. And we were looking at like this backpack, like purse thing for Amanda. And it was like really cool. And I'm like, can you give us any sort of discount for buying all 3 of these? She's like, no, I can't. I'm like, Why? Are you serious? So I'm like, well, fuck it. We're going to put this stuff back. I'll just buy the wallet from you. And so I bought the wallet and we left and we went and priced everything out. And it's like exactly the same everywhere else. And nobody would work with us.
Yeah.
It was, I guess
doesn't happen.
It was crazy. I mean, I had no problem with like, I bought some artwork and the artists there were awesome. A lot of guys were great. I bought like 3 things from this one guy who does like this New York Met comic book style artwork for my favorite players. And his name's Brian Kong, I think his name is. I don't know. Oh crap! I should have had this for the podcast. I'm sorry. If I messed it up, I'm sorry. But he does like awesome. Like he did a Pete Alonso with a big polar bear behind him in like the style of the Hulk. And then he did like Captain America, David Wright, which is our captain for you. He did that in the style of Captain America comic book. It was really awesome. So I bought like a bunch from him, and he threw in like a couple free prints too. That he signed, which was awesome. It was really cool. But like for the most part, I didn't really see much. Like the best deals I got with the Nat Geo books that they had there, which were half, like 50% off, because they're books, and I think you could probably get them anywhere, but Amazon included. But they were there, and we could get them right there. I was
Artist Alley was really crowded too this year.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my god!
I bumped Todd McFarlane. I accidentally I was angry because it was so full, and they were doing this guy was doing this interview. Like I don't know what he's doing. He's taking a selfie. I thought he had his phone facing him, and there was another guy next to him, and it was like so fucking crowded. I'm just trying to move through and look at the art. So I'm like, Jesus Christ! At this point, it's Saturday, and this was like I left the main hall because you couldn't move. So I was like, let's just go to the Artist Alley and we'll walk around. It'll be a little better. It fucking sucked. And I'm like, at that point, I'm like, Jesus Christ, can we fucking move instead of standing in the middle of the damn aisle and I kind of like brush past them. The guy's like, oh man, I'm sorry. And I'm like, holy fuck, it's Todd McFarlane.
You mouthed off to Todd McFarlane. Wow, dude, you have some fucking nerve.
I didn't know what it was. I didn't see him. I saw him from behind. And then when he turned around, he's like, oh, I'm sorry. And I'm like, oh my God.
Jim.
I wouldn't recognize him by seeing him.
No,
I wouldn't either.
I got it. Because
he's kind of...
Yeah.
If you know, he's got a distinct look.
I could recognize his art before him.
It's like his hair is the nose. I'm like, that's him. Oh my God.
It's very thin.
Yep.
Face.
Yeah, so I was like, holy shit. And now I know why the guy was filming it, because he was taking a selfie with him. I'm like, oh, I felt a little bad, but overall they shouldn't have been blocking the entrance the main way.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing.
I immediately flashbacks.
Like, people just stand in the middle of like walkways. I'm like, what? Just move to the side.
Yeah. I immediately flashed back to my E3 days where I missed Miyamoto behind me when I was taking a picture of the GameCube, and he's in my picture behind me, like walking past, and I'm like, it's always there forever. But I didn't miss McFarlane. I almost pushed him out of the way. So
we got to meet the creator of Deadpool on Thursday.
Yeah, yeah, that was pretty cool.
That's neat, and it was cool because he was like really nice and talkative. Like he wasn't one of those guys just like sign the thing and was like, move along, here we go, sign, move along. He like kind of kept us there. It's like, well, we kind of need to go, but like he kept talking. It's like,
cool. Eastman was there for the Ninja Turtles, and he looked angry to be there. Honestly, like I was like, I saw him over there signing people's things. He looked angry.
See him.
Did he look angry when you saw him? He looked angry when I was there. So.
Oh yeah, it was like it was cool because like I think this is a throwaway comment too. Tony was like, "Oh, like, did you ever expect it to be like this or something?" And what he said is like, "Oh yeah, no, of course. I expected to be giving Tony 3 signed autographs."
Yeah, well, that's the thing is like my one buddy at work has been helping me out a lot and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, you know what? I'll see, if I can get you something cool at Comic Con or whatever like that. Who's one of your favorite characters? Like, I really love Deadpool. I was like, all right, that'll be easy. Like, Deadpool, he's one of those popular characters. But the thing is, there's almost 2 months that I was looking at stuff, and I was like, I don't even know what's special anymore. When the Corey Allen Artist Alley, and I just saw the sign, it's like, writer for Deadpool. I was like, that's something that he definitely couldn't just, like, easily get, like, off the shelf of Walmart or Target or what. Like, so, the line wasn't too bad. So I walk up, I was like, I'm just going to stand in line. And he had this thing where, like, he had these prints that's, like, 1 for 10, 2 for 15. And I had a 20, so I was like, when I got there, it was like, oh, do you mind doing 3 for 20? He's like, yeah, I can do 3 for 20. I was like, all right, cool. And, he's signing. And then just because, like, I don't want to be completely, like, just silent, awkward, I asked him this throwaway question. I was like, oh, so, if you don't want me asking, if it's not too cliche or overly done, like, do you ever think when you were writing Deadpool, like, it would be, like this or something like that, referring to like, culture phenomenon. But he's like, yeah, you're right. Like, when I was writing Deadpool back in 2000, whatever, he's like, I envisioned that I would meet this guy named Tony at New York Comic Con and give him a deal 3 for 20 or something like that. And I was just like, oh my God, like, whatever. But he was a good sport about it. But then he transitioned, like, no, and he went to the story actually that I thought was really interesting was that he's like, writing like Cable and Deadpool. They had the highest amount of write-ins, letters to their issue out of all the comics, which they thought was pretty interesting. And even beyond that, he said that their comic had the most female writers writing in, like saying like, "Oh, I love Deadpool for the following reasons. Like, he's kind of self-deprecating.
Anxiety, social
anxiety. Like, yeah, exactly. And back then, like in the 2000s and stuff like that, it was kind of like that audience was a lot less tapped into and stuff like that. So I really appreciate that actually. Just a little kind of information that I don't think you're easily going to find in like an interview or something like that. So that was really cool. He's a nice guy.
It was pretty cool too because he was saying how like the social media really like springboarded Deadpool like beyond what they ever thought they would have. Like YouTube video would get like 100,000 views, whereas like his comic sold like 30,000 copies of the comic. Yeah. And then it's just like there's a million views and 30,000 copies of the comics. Like so, yeah. It's all the kids with the social media that he was saying like really propelled the character.
Yeah, that's cool. I had go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, like I had a good like meet and greet experience too. One of the reasons why I went there was because of the Angel reunion, but it was prohibitively early and on Saturday when they actually did the panel thing for that, and that was at like MSG, I think. But luckily, the cast, aside from David Boreanaz, because he's doing another show right now, they were all there doing pictures or signatures, and they're all like next to each other. So if you went to like see one, you saw them all and you could talk to one and whatever. And they all seemed really cool. They were all talking to everyone, and my brother chose the guy who played Gunn on the show, and I chose the woman who played Cordelia, Charisma Carpenter.
Well, yeah.
So I met her, and then I actually talked a little bit, and I decided to ask her, if she rewatched the show, and if she did, that she stopped in the part where she gets written out, like kind of a half of a joke. And she just went into this whole thing, like she's like, yeah. And it turns out she watched a specific episode she mentioned in the 4th season where like things start to go bad for her character. But she's like, oh, I watched Spin the Bottle 2 nights ago and I loved it now. And she's like, when you're removed from it, you can appreciate it more. And then she mentioned how she tried to get her son into it, but she says it didn't translate. And I'm like, oh, how old is he now? And this was the son she actually had, which is part of her issue with Joss Whedon, because like she didn't tell anyone she was pregnant. So the kid is 16 now. Like, oh, okay. But I guess, and I feel like the reason might not be so much the show and more that it's his mom being Cordelia. That's why it doesn't translate. But it was a cool experience, and it seemed like all of them were real cool talking to everyone. So like that was kind of why I went. I'm probably not going to stand in line for anything while I'm there.
Well, that's the thing is like you have like these characters that you grew up with, and like when's the next time something like that's going to happen?
Yeah, exactly. So. That's why I was really happy to meet. I'm really happy I met Adam West at Philly Comic Con, which is crazy because there was like nothing there but Adam West. And then I'm also happy I met Kevin Conroy here at New York Comic Con last year. So it's great experiences that way.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah. All right, let's going to continue this in part 2. We're going to move over to the Gamecast now. Tune in, and we'll pick this up more as we go, experiences and what we want to see going forward. Tune into that. Thanks for listening to this episode. Write us podcast at allyoucangeek.net. Follow us on Twitter at allyoucangeek. Like us on Facebook. We're on Spotify. We will be on iHeartRadio, I hope soon. They're still like waiting for approvals. It takes for a while, apparently. So on iTunes as well. So thanks for tuning in. See you on the Gamecast.